Hi guys, so I am taking a career break and I am going to summer camp as a fully qualified chartered accountant at age 24, and I thought I would just do a little get ready with me. I'm going out tonight anyway because one of my best friends is leaving to go to Australia. So sad. But I thought I would do a little get ready with me and kind of talk about why I'm doing this, and I just feel like I'm kind of doing life in backwards order a little bit, and yeah, I thought I would just talk about it. I was gonna clip my hair, but the clip is annoying me, so I'm just gonna go for it like this. But essentially, I started an apprenticeship when I was 18. I went to uni. Well, actually, let's start at the start. So I went to uni when I was 17, and I was doing pharmacology at University of Glasgow, and I absolutely hated it. It was not for me at all. I kind of just chose it because at the time, like, I got quite good results in my hires, and I knew that I was going to get into like most courses that I applied for. That sounds really really cocky. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like I had the qualifications to get in, or more than the qualifications to get in. So I kind of knew it looked likely, apart from if I wanted to be like a doctor and or like a dentist, that kind of thing. But I didn't want to do that. So, well, actually, I actually would have loved to have been a doctor, but I'm terrified of blood. I'm not even scared of blood, but first time I ever got a jag, I fainted quite soon after it, like the first jag I can remember. And ever since then, any needle comes at me, I'm not even scared, but I will faint. Like when I got my second COVID vaccine, felt totally fine, went and sat down, you're having your little tea or biscuit, whatever. 10 minutes later, faint. Don't know why. So the doctor thing was ruled out. Anyway, I've already digressed. So I decided I was going to do pharmacology because at the time I did quite a lot of biology and chemistry, and I just thought, you know what, I'll give this a shot. Like, hopefully I'll like it and it'll just all fall into place. Didn't really think it through too much. Like, got accepted straight away, has an unconditional offer. Glasgow's my first choice. Actually got my offer the day that I sent my UCAS away. So I was like, sorted, I'm going to uni. And at that point I would have been 16. Actually, I wasn't even 17 yet. So kind of crazy to look back that I was making these big life choices at that point. So I start uni at 17, big age, and I just did not settle in at all. I didn't like it. I didn't settle in. I didn't actually make friends very easily. I think because I was travelling, I wasn't living at uni, and the travel was like over an hour each way. So like it was quite hard to get involved in any nights out or anything without staying at people's flats, and obviously that's hard to do when you've not made friends yet. And I probably do regret not moving out because maybe I would have enjoyed it more. But I had like a semi long term boyfriend at the time, and probably that was one of the reasons I didn't want to move, like in hindsight. And yeah, that's probably a slight regret of mine. But either way, it's all worked out now, so it's fine. So didn't settle into uni, and I just thought like I just don't like what I'm doing, but I also just didn't like the uni lifestyle, which sounds ridiculous now looking back, but I actually really struggled with the lack of structure. And not in the sense that like my course wasn't intense, because actually my course was very intense in first year. Like I think I had 5 full days a week in, whereas compared to like a lot of my friends at the time, they only seemed to be in like maybe like 3 days, and then so even that was difficult. But when I was there, I didn't feel there was much structure, and I just didn't like the whole the lectures. I didn't settle into, like, just none of it suited me at all. I didn't like being in a massive group of people. I didn't like a lecturer like not knowing you one on one, that sort of thing. I just found it really really difficult, to be honest. So all that being said, I decided, okay, I want to drop out, but I am not the kind of person that just does things like that. So I thought, let's think of a plan. Maybe I'll actually go back next year and I'll try a different course. I'll try accounting, because one thing about me is in school I loved numbers, I loved maths, I just loved anything like of that sort. I was definitely more of a mathsy person than an English person. So at the time, my best friend had already started an apprenticeship with one of the big four accounting firms, and she'd said, listen, why don't you just give this a go? Because ultimately, you obviously aren't liking what you're doing. If you're gonna do this course, you might as well kind of like try an apprenticeship, see how you find it. But before I did anything about dropping out of uni, I thought, okay, let me just apply for these apprenticeships and see if I could actually get one. So applied for one, and lo and behold, I actually got it. I managed to get right through and get an offer, and the offer was actually we're in like December 2018, and the offer was actually to start October 2020. So like the intakes are always October, but it wasn't for the next intake in October, it was for the one after that. And I thought, do you know what? I'll take it and I'll just work in the meantime. I'll just work and earn some money. And I was working in Aldi at the time, and which is probably, I always kind of talk about it as if it was like not great. I don't know why. It was really hard work, but it actually was one of the most fun jobs I've had. Aside from the long shifts and the like being a 17-year-old or 18-year-old by now that I had to get up at like 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning or start at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning, it was fun. I did enjoy it. So I thought I'll just work here and I'll decide what I'm doing. So that's what I did. I thought, okay, drop out of uni and I'll start this apprenticeship in a couple of years. We'll see what happens in between them. I think I also applied for college to do like a HND in like accounting at the time, because I thought, okay, like let me just keep doing something to do with what I actually am planning on doing. So a couple months pass and I then get a phone call from what went on to be my new employer. And they were basically like, oh, we're running a new type of apprenticeship. It's actually shorter. So the one I was meant to do was 6 years, this one was 5. My original apprenticeship, I was meant to rotate in different business areas. This one like had me stay in audit, but realistically they were like, you're going to be in audit most of the time anyway. Do you want to switch? And you can start this October. And I thought, perfect. So I took that and I thought, well, it's all really working out for me now. I then just did my last bits of like having fun and kind of working my way along life and waiting to start this apprenticeship. Started it and is the best decision I've ever made. It was so good. I really settled in like a lot quicker than I did to uni. I found the exams, they're not easy, but I found the exams I did at first much more manageable than anything I was kind of studying at uni. It came a bit more naturally to me. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I also met like some really amazing people there and met one of my literal best friends in the world, Lara, who's leaving Night Is tonight. I'm so sad. And I don't want to start crying because I will, because she's leaving and I'm so sad about it. But met her and like the rest is kind of history. But yeah, so this is now October 2019. I've started, I've settled in, and things were going really well. Then what happens next? COVID. March 2020 happens. Everybody has to start working from home, which was fine, but it really took away the social aspect of the job and kind of left just the job side of the job, obviously, and studying as well when that came back. So that was definitely tough. And I kind of realised after about 3 years that, okay, I do like accounting. I don't love the department being audit that I was in. So I kind of thought, what can I do? Like, how do I fix this? My kind of way to fix this was I thought, okay, I'll move firms, which I don't really know like why I got there, because I don't know why I thought moving firms would like fix all my problems. Obviously Big Four like can be super demanding, but I think the kind of person I am, you kind of put a lot of internal pressure on yourself anyway, so it wouldn't really have mattered where I was still going to put that on myself anyway. But I moved firms and I started working in Edinburgh instead of Glasgow, because at this point I still lived in, well, basically in Falkirk, not Falkirk, but basically Falkirk, in the middle of both Glasgow and Edinburgh if you're not from Scotland. So I started working there and I thought, okay, great, this is great. After about a year in the audit department at my new firm, I still realised, okay, I do not like audit. And then I moved into my current team, which I absolutely love. Not that I didn't love the audit team before, it was just audit wasn't really for me. But I like so happy in my new team, and yeah, it's really brought back a new kind of spark of joy in my job, which is good. That kind of brings you up to date with my career. I spent the last year and a bit in my new team and I finally finished all my exams, and I'm now, as of literally right about now, a fully qualified chartered accountant, which feels absolutely amazing to say. Like it's a really, really tough, if I do say so myself, it's a very tough profession and it's a very tough set of exams. Anyone who does it, like, hats off to you, because it is a long time to stay committed to that, especially obviously if you've done uni first as well, but obviously speaking from my own experience, especially if you're an apprentice, 5 years or 6 years is a long time to stick something out, so congrats if that is you. But yeah, in this time as well, because I was earning, I was able to also move out and buy my first and second home. Not that I own two homes, like move from one to another with my boyfriend, it's both of our home, who I met 4 and a bit years ago now. And so I've kind of done the whole like corporate ladder, not that I'm high up in the corporate ladder, but I've kind of done the whole climb the corporate ladder, been working for like 5 and a bit years now, bought the houses, done XYZ, and kind of like I'm at a point where I think a lot of people would think that, okay, that's your kind of like settled, like this is kind of, you're gonna go from here and keep climbing the ladder. And it wasn't until actually one of the, like my direct line manager asked me what I wanted to do after my exams, and I thought, do you know what I want to do? I want to take a career break. And I think this came kind of as a realisation that I'd been working for so long to get to this point of my career, and it's all I'd kind of ever known was to get qualified. I hadn't ever really thought about what's next, and I think I've just been kind of, not that I've been going through the motions, because I've loved like what I'm doing. I've loved the fact that like I have a career that I know well and that is like a long-term thing, and it's always going to be there. But I think having not went to uni, I definitely didn't have as much free time at points as like some of my other friends, or didn't have like the opportunity to do as much travel. Although I've actually done quite a significant, I feel like for working in a corporate job, I've done quite a significant bit of travel since COVID, not in the last year, since moving here. But I just felt like, you know what, I want to have some time myself and experience something new. And that's what led me to summer camp. One of my other friends, Amy, she is like the travel queen. She's done camp like 3 times, and she said to me quite a few times, you would love it, like you should go. And I was always like, no, like I can't do that, like I'm an accountant, I've got a job, I've got bills, I've got a mortgage to pay, like how would I ever do that? Then when I actually crunched the numbers, because obviously you get paid from summer camp, and obviously I have savings, I thought, okay, if I take a career break, I'll also get a salary before I leave, which will cover basically my bills while I'm away. I thought I could definitely do this. I could definitely like financially go to summer camp. So what's stopping me from asking? I also just realised like I am the kind of person that likes to keep changing. I don't like to stay the same. I don't like to not be working towards something. And because obviously my apprenticeship and ICAS, there was so many like little milestones to work towards this big one all the time, I just always had something to keep me going. And then even like moving out, that was a huge milestone for us. Moving here was another huge milestone. And I just always like to be doing something. Anyone about me will know that I kind of get an idea and I have to do it. Like once it's in my head, I need to do it. So it was in my head, and I thought, I want a different kind of challenge. I want something just different. And I think I realised, well, like you only get one life and there's no rules. And not that I've been living by anyone's rules. I'm going to use my phone for a minute here. Not that I've been living by anyone's rules, but I think, you know, I was kind of locked in to doing my apprenticeship and getting my exams out of the way before I could even really consider doing anything like this. Maybe in hindsight, maybe not, but that's kind of just the way I looked at it. Whereas now it's like, okay, there isn't any rules, and, you know, you can ask for some time off, or you can do XYZ, like, you can do it. And luckily my firm have been, oh my gosh, I was sore. Luckily my firm are super supportive, and they've been super amazing about it, and are actually excited for me to go, because as well it's a different kind of life experience that I'm going to achieve from camp. And obviously like working with kids is a totally different challenge to like what I do now. So it's going to not just benefit me, but hopefully benefit them as well in the long run. So I'm very excited about that. As well, another question I keep getting asked all the time is, oh, well, what about your boyfriend? So I've been with my boyfriend, will be 5 years while I'm at camp. Like, what is he going to do? We've lived together for 2.5 years by the time I go. And people just always ask me, like, how is that going to go? Or how does he feel about it? Obviously, I get why they're asking that. And the honest answer is that he is so supportive, as I would be if he wanted to do the same. Because ultimately, like, we've got the next, I'm 24 right now and he's 23. We've got the next like 75 years to go to be living together and doing routine and doing X, Y and Z. And like he runs his own business, which I fully try and support him as much as I possibly can. That's his thing, it's his baby. This is what I want to do, and he fully supports me wanting to do that. Yes, I am going to miss him so much while I'm away, and it's going to be weird. Like, it's going to be really strange. Like, not like going to bed. I will get upset about it. Like, it will be strange. Like, not having him to go to bed with, or just like not being here when I wake up in the morning. That'll be strange, but you know, it's only actually like I think 8 or 9 weeks being at camp, and then he will join me to travel at the end of camp. So I think we can make it 8 or 9 weeks, given that we've got like 70 plus years to go, hopefully, after that. So yeah, that's the honest answer about that. And I think it'll be a really good thing for a relationship. Like I say, like if you can't go 7, 8 weeks once, then that's maybe not a good sign either. I mean, I don't know, who am I to say that? But I just think like we'll be fine. I will miss him, and yeah, if it was in the first year of us going out, it'd probably be different, because I think then you are kind of in that stage where you're a lot more unsure, but we're both very settled in our relationship, so it'll be totally fine. Oh, I forgot put this on. Oh no, I didn't, did I? That's just some of my reasons. I basically just want a new challenge and something different, like something that I feel passionate about, something that's gonna like give me kind of not a new lease of, not a new lease of life, because I don't feel like I need that, but just a new kind of perspective on life, if you will, and a new challenge. And I think that's great. I think some people think I'm too old to do it, and or some people are like, why are you doing that, you're literally not at uni. But like, I didn't go to uni, and again, there's no rules, like you can do anything whenever you want. So yeah, I am so very excited. I might talk a bit about, I'm going to go and do my hair, and I might talk a bit about what I'm actually doing at camp while I'm there. Can't decide whether to curl or straighten my hair. Yeah, running late. I'm going to straighten my hair. I'm always running late. I'm going to be a general counsellor at camp. I used to dance growing up, and so I did think about doing like a dance counsellor, like a specific role, but I've not done it for quite a few years, and I've definitely not taught anyone for years, so I don't feel too up to scratch with that. So I would rather be a general counsellor, and I also love the idea of like bunking with the kids to get to know them really well, and like having kids that directly are like my responsibility. Obviously it'd be amazing to get to know like all the kids around camp, and I'm sure I will. But I know that if you're a general or specific counsellor, like you are with different kids all day long. And I think I would just rather be with the same group of kids and like kind of help them through camp and help them, you know, like have a really good summer, rather than just like constantly rotating, and probably like you're probably not getting as much of a bond with them, if that makes any sense. And as well, I want to join in with everything they're doing. I kind of want to experience camp, like not as a child at camp, but like just to see what it's like through their eyes a bit more, and like doing all the different activities and the electives, etc. So that's why. And I'm going to camp in Pennsylvania, about 2.5 hours from New York, as in like Manhattan, and it's about 4.5 hours from Philadelphia. So it's a good location, and it's Tyler Hill Camp. I don't know if I said that already. And like I've seen so many of the girls, or met a few of the girls like on my interviews. I should say this, I'm all over the place. I applied directly to my camp, so I knew that I wanted to go to Tyler Hill, rather than going through an agency and getting placed in like a different camp. I specifically wanted Tyler Hill, to be honest. I'd seen so much of it, and just the vibe of it felt right, and like it's just very fun, very like musical theatre-y, very outdoorsy, very sporty. Everything about it just ticked all of my boxes. So that's why that's why I applied and got into Tyler Hill, and I'm so excited. I actually still don't really feel like it's real. Like everyone is kind of talking about it now. Everyone's talking about it, like shut up. But a lot of people at work are talking about it, because obviously I'm going and I need like cover on my jobs while I'm away. So I have been talking about it a lot at work. It just still doesn't feel real, to be honest. Like it kind of feels like I'm just gonna have like a bit of a dream summer in my opinion. And I think that's just why it doesn't feel real. It just feels like, am I actually getting to do that? Like that's kind of crazy. So yeah, I just can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It's going to be the best summer ever. And I'm excited travelling afterwards as well. Everyone tells you not to plan your travel because like you just don't know what will happen. To an extent, I think I am going to plan some of mine simply because I know I'm going to do at least 2 weeks with Andrew. So probably I'll hopefully do travelling with people I meet at camp straight after, but you get 30 days to travel after, so I'll do 2 weeks with like camp people, and then the rest of the time Andrew will come over and join me. He'll be there for a holiday obviously, and I'll be travelling. So I think that's kind of my plan. But it's hard to decide where to go because I know all the places I want to go, but then Andrew's got places he wants to go, and obviously the first couple of weeks will depend on where everyone wants to go at camp. So it's quite hard to plan that. But I've kind of told Andrew like it is my thing that I'm doing. Andrew's my boyfriend, by the way, I don't know if I said that. It's like my thing that I'm doing, so I'm kind of going on the basis that like he'll just come out when he's due to come out, and if I've been to places he wants to go, it's kind of like tough, which sounds really selfish, but if it was his thing, it would be the same. It's kind of like, it's my thing, he's joining me. So I think it's really important to have like things as a couple that's like your thing, and like this is mine, and he has come and share it with me, but it is my thing. So yeah, that's kind of where I am with that. This hair is not the best straightened, but I am always running late, so I'm gonna go and get changed now, and then I'll chat to you right before I go. Okay, so I'm fully ready to go now, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll show you my outfit before I go. This is, oh that's Andrew in the back. This is the outfit, hard to see in the viewfinder. It's very basic, but I didn't know what to wear because it's with like ex-colleagues that thing I'm going to tonight, so yeah, I still feel like I need to be kind of low-key work appropriate. Obviously would not wear this to work, but yeah, it's not very exciting. This is the very final outfit with the jacket and the bag. I'm hoping to do more videos like this and chat more, etc. And I would love to do some videos while I'm actually at camp as well. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!